This is the main page of the message campaign demo that I talked about throughout the beginning of the tutorial. In this demo, I'm going to enroll a patient into both a periodic message campaign and an offset message campaign. I'm going to register that patient's phone number into MOTECH, and you're going to see that both SMS text messages and IVR phone calls are sent according to each message campaign's schedule and content. So let's first enroll into a periodic message campaign. This is the message campaign that is useful for routine patient-specific information. So first I'm going to register a new patient into the system, and this should be a 3-digit ID. Let's say 742. And I'm going to register a phone number for that patient. And if I scroll down, you'll see that my new patient has joined the list of other patients that are already in the database. So let's enroll this new patient into a periodic IVR campaign, which means that the patient is going to get a phone call every 2 minutes with the IVR content. And if we wait just a moment, we should receive a phone call.
This is a demonstration of a cron campaign, which is set to send a periodic message every 2 minutes until you unenroll from the campaign.
So that message that just played was the content of the periodic IVR campaign. So if I were to wait another 2 minutes, we would again receive a phone call with that same content. But for the purposes of the demo, I'm just going to unenroll from that campaign now. And now let's enroll into a periodic SMS campaign, which means that we're going to receive a text message with that same content. And shortly I should receive a text. So we received our SMS cron message with content that is similar to the IVR phone call that we just received. Again, if I were to wait 2 minutes, I'd get another text. But for the purposes of the demo, I'm just going to unenroll from that campaign. And now, if I were finished with patient 742 at this point, we would want to unregister that patient from the system. But since we're going to be enrolling in an offset campaign as well, I'm not going to unregister the patient quite yet. So here we are back at the main page of the demo. And this time I'm going to choose to enroll our patient into an offset message campaign. Recall that in this type of campaign, we get to specify our own offset that will determine where we enter into the campaign. So let's first enroll into an offset IVR message campaign. And for this first message, let's just specify an offset of 0 so that we get a call with the content of the first message in the campaign. And we should get a call shortly.
Some women feel they want to hide their pregnancy at the early stages, maybe because they fear the evil eye, miscarriages, the unknown, or visiting a midwife. These fears are normal. Here are some tips to help you deal with them. Seek health care even before traditional rites are performed. Nothing should prevent you from going to see a midwife at the early stages of your pregnancy.
The message we just heard was the content of the first IVR phone call in the offset message campaign that we enrolled our patient in. From here on out, we would receive a new message every 2 minutes that regarded the next week of pregnancy. So the next week would be week 6. But for the purpose of the demo, I'm going to unenroll our patient from the IVR campaign now. And let's enroll into an SMS campaign. But this time, let's enter in somewhere in the middle. So let's pretend that our patient has just begun her 3rd trimester of pregnancy, which, as I mentioned earlier, is somewhere around week 27. Recall that the pregnancy week 27 message in this particular offset campaign is sent after 46 minutes. Therefore, let's enter 46 as our offset time value. And we should receive the week 27 message pretty much immediately after we enroll. As you can see by the content in the lower right, this message is clearly meant for someone who is in the later stages of pregnancy. If we were to remain in the campaign, we would receive 12 more messages for weeks 28 to week 40. But for the purpose of the demo, let's just unenroll from the SMS campaign. And I think that by this point, patient 742 has a pretty good idea of the types of IVR phone calls and SMS messages that she can receive from MOTECH. So let's unregister her from the system. And you can see at the bottom of the screen that patient 742 has officially been removed from the MOTECH database. You've reached the end of the MOTECH message campaign demo tutorial. In order to achieve a better understanding of the MOTECH system and its use of message campaigns, I strongly encourage you to look at the written tutorial that accompanies this video, along with all of the other very useful documentation on the MOTECH website. Thank you.